A Carmel doctor is facing discipline from the state's medical licensing board. Dr. Clifford Fetters is accused of false and misleading advertising, failing to inform patients of side effects and other possible violations. WRTV Investigates Kara Kinney obtained a copy of the state's formal complaint against Dr. Fetters. She joins us now with what she uncovered and what you can do when choosing your own doctor.
The Indiana Attorney General's office filed this formal complaint against Dr. Clifford Fetters back in May. It got onto our radar in December when a concerned citizen reached out to us. The AG's office actually started hearing from patients' families back in 2017. When Tim Hubbard of Bargersville said "I do" to his wife Julie in 2011, he envisioned a lifetime of happiness.
We talked about growing old together, and that's what I was hoping to be able to do.
Julie was the mom of 2 daughters, a respiratory therapist. In 2014, it all changed.
And then one day at work, she went out for lunch. When she came back in, she couldn't think of the code to get back into the building. And when she came back in, she was totally lost. And so they called me and I took her to the ER at that time. We were told the two words that we never wanted to hear. So everything changed.
Those 2 words, brain cancer. Julie did chemo, but it didn't work.
Julie was a fighter. She wasn't ready to give up. She wasn't ready to give in and let this thing conquer her.
That's when Julie did an internet search and found Dr. Clifford Fetters, a doctor and president at Health and Wellness in Carmel, which offers holistic cancer treatments. Julie was hopeful to live longer and became a patient of Dr. Fetters. Tim says he put her on a slew of supplements, which he's kept in a box for 7 years.
This is some of the stuff that Julie was taking. Like our whole life revolved around her taking all of this.
Most of it purchased at the Health and Wellness Pharmacy by Fetters' office.
All of this stuff couldn't have been cheap.
This bottle here was $38.
Tim says Julie spent more than $8,000 on doctor visits and supplements. And at Dr. Fetters' urging, Julie went on a strict diet. Tim says her weight loss was extreme.
She was consumed by this.
Yes, ma'am.
Julie succumbed to her brain cancer and died on February 3rd, 2017.
Mentally, I think she's kind of torn between the supplements and enjoying her last days that she had.
What is that like for you as her husband, knowing that?
Torture. Sitting there watching somebody that you love wither away and knowing there's nothing you can do about it.
Angry, Tim filed a complaint against Dr. Fetters with the Indiana Attorney General's office in 2017.
And I said, well, then I need to stop him. Because you can't make promises to people that you know ain't going to come true. And destroy people's lives with hopes that isn't going to happen.
He waited.
Every time that I call, they tell me, well, we're still investigating it. We're still looking into things.
6 years later, in May 2023, the Indiana Attorney General's office filed this 13-count complaint against Dr. Fetters' medical license. It alleges Fetters failed to inform Julie of side effects of tests and treatments, failed to provide her with a truthful and candid account of her condition, and ordered various tests and treatments not indicated for Julie's condition.
He had her so brainwashed that she defended him.
The AG's office says they received complaints from 3 other patients' families in 2017, 2018, and 2021. The AG's complaint alleges Dr. Fetters is unfit to practice due to failure to keep abreast of current professional theory or practice. The AG's office also accuses him of false or misleading advertising, including touting ozone therapy as being therapeutic for cancer. The FDA prohibits ozone therapy for medical uses, calling ozone a toxic gas. WRTV Investigates found Indiana is not the only entity that's raised concerns. The Federal Trade Commission issued this warning letter in 2020 to Health and Wellness of Carmel, saying they unlawfully advertise products to treat the coronavirus, including ozone therapy touted by Dr. Fetters. A representative for Health and Wellness responded to the FTC and said they would take down the ads and agreed to cease further marketing until there are appropriate studies done. And in 2021, an Indiana medical review panel found Dr. Fetters failed to meet the applicable standard of care in patient Lori News' case, a finding that's posted in a public database meant for patients.
Tell me about Lori. So she was a friend of yours. What was she like?
Wonderful lady.
Attorney John Lewis filed a complaint with the Indiana Department of Insurance, alleging Dr. Fetters caused Lori extensive suffering before her cancer death.
She never got better, she got worse. This doctor failed to meet his standard of care to my patient.
WRTV Investigates contacted Dr. Fetters to get his side of the story. His attorney responded, Dr. Fetters is a board-certified physician who has been in practice for more than 30 years. During Dr. Fetters' medical career, he has not been the subject of disciplinary proceedings. Dr. Fetters will address the current matter in an appropriate and responsible manner. The Medical Licensing Board has not yet scheduled a hearing on the state's complaint against his license. In doctor discipline cases, the board can take a wide range of actions, including a fine, letter of reprimand, probation, license suspension, or revocation.
What would you like to see happen to him?
I'd like to see him lose his license.
Dr. Fetters is free to practice while the case is still pending.
Why does it take 7 years to do something?
We reached out to the Indiana Attorney General's office, which told us it was a complex investigation due to the nature of the allegations and standard of care issues. The nature of the case is very novel, so it required additional investigation. The investigation required detailed review of voluminous medical records and involvement of experts.
What has life been like the past 7 years without her?
Time's been hard. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about her.
Tim did not get his happily ever after with Julie, but hopes holding her doctor accountable will honor her memory. When choosing a doctor, you can put their name into the state's licensing litigation portal. It will show any complaints against them as well as any discipline. Kara Kenny, WRTV.
And Dr. Fetters has not filed a response to the state's complaint against his license. As for the Federal Trade Commission's warning letter regarding COVID-19 treatments, it appears all the website and social media links regarding those products have been taken down.
Well, Kara also found out the state receives hundreds of complaints every year about doctors, but not all of them result in a formal complaint by the Indiana Attorney General. Last year, the Medical Licensing Board heard or resolved 29 complaints. Here's a breakdown of the outcome. 10 resulted in a letter of reprimand. 6 received probation. 4 were suspended. 4 cases were dismissed. 2 doctors' licenses were revoked. 1 license surrendered. And in 2 cases, the board did not find any violations. In most cases, a doctor can continue practicing while the case is pending, unless the state can prove the physician represents a clear and immediate danger to the public. We've included a link on how to file a complaint in this story at our website, WRTV.com, and at the WRTV app.